Video for 7.3 is verifying an identity. So we're going to use our sum and difference. We're going to use sum and difference formulas to go ahead and prove identities. So here we have the sine of a sum of two angles, so we can rewrite that as, so I'm going to bring down this plus sign in between. And we're going to prove that it equals cosine of theta. So sine, Sinbad arranges the date. This is a 6, goes with coset, thinks their signs are the same, and then makes his brother go with coset's sister. Then coset arranges the date. She hangs out with her sister, and they always come first, and she thinks their signs are different. She makes Sinbad hang out with his brother. Okay, so then we can figure these out. Sine of pi 6, that's a 30-degree angle, so that's 1/2. That means that cosine of pi 6 right here is √3/2. And then we still have cosine of theta plus sine of theta. And so this is, so that I can rewrite, I can factor out the 1/2. Maybe that's the best thing to do. We'll find out. Sine of theta. Okay, and then this side, cosine of pi thirds, that's a 60-degree angle, is 1/2. And then sine would be √3/2. Bring down this sine, bring down that negative. This is cosine of theta. Factor out a 1/2. Cosine of theta minus root. I'll put in parentheses here. This should be in parentheses over here because I factored out that 1/2. √3 sine of theta. Actually, maybe it's best. Let's actually distribute that 1/2. So let's actually leave it right here because as I can see, as I'm looking at this, I have sine of theta is 2/3 times √3/2, and I have a sine of theta times negative √3/2. So I could rewrite this one as √3/2 times sine of theta. So these are going to cancel out. It'll cancel out, and then we'll have 1/2 of cosine. So 1/2 cosine of theta plus 1/2 cosine of theta equals a whole cosine of theta. And so there, left-hand side equals right-hand side. Okay, so there's an example for you. Now you can go ahead and turn to page 657, I believe, and do number 103. Okay, so now number 103, you can try it yourself and then come back to the video. Here, sine minus cosine, so we're taking sine of a sum of two angles and then minusing a cosine of the sum of two angles, and that equals 0. So that's what we're trying to prove. So we rewrite sine. Sinbad arranges the date. He goes with coset. Kid thinks their signs are the same, and then he takes his brother and he makes him go with his sister, her sister, and bring down this negative in the middle. And then we'll take cosine, she arranges the date, she goes with her sister, thinks their signs are different, and she takes Sinbad, run that room, and puts him with his brother. There's an X there. Okay, so then we can do sine of 7 pi 6, we're dividing by 6. So that means we're looking at a 30-degree angle, and there's 7 of them, so that's one more than pi, right? Because 6/6 would be pi, so there's one more 6, 7, 6. So that means we're in the third quadrant, so this is negative, and we're at 30 degrees, so that is 1/2. So that means cosine, it's to the left, we're in third quadrant, so it's also negative, and then would be √3/2. Let's go ahead and move those over though. Okay, so it times this one by cosine of x, and then plus, we said that's √3/2, but it's negative, so that means this sign's going to change from positive to negative. and then sine x. And then we're going to subtract this one. So 2 pi thirds is 2 pi thirds would be a 60-degree angle, and it's two of them, so it's 120, and cosine is a negative, so negative 60-degree angle, cosine is 1/2, and sine would be root 3 over 2, but it's in the second, 120, so that means it's positive. But we have this negative here, we'll just bring that down for now. So this is root 3 over 2, and then sine of x. So we probably could have just left the negative, and this is cosine of x. Bring that cosine down. Okay, so let's deal with some negatives here. So this is negative root 3 over 2 sine x. And then this negative is going to get distributed to both of those, so this is actually going to become a positive. And this 1/2 cosine is going to be a positive cosine x. So then we have negative 1/2 cosine x and a positive 1/2. Those are going to cancel. And then so we have a negative root 3 over 2 sine x and a positive root 3 over sine x. So those are also going to cancel, which gets me to 0. So left hand side equals right hand side. This might be the shortest video I've ever done. It's done.